Take a trip back one more time to the Dixie Diner with Larry Raspberry and the Highsteppers! God made the world and it made it round!
Let's just begin at the beginning.
Okay.
Okay. You were born here in Memphis, grew up in Memphis.
Correct.
Were you always musically inclined?
I think that I was, because my parents encouraged it so very much. I'm one of those guys who, there are pictures of me at age 4 in a little white suit and bow tie with my hair slicked back, standing on a chair, singing somewhere. Mostly church, occasionally school, but mostly church. My sister was 5 years older than I, so she was 9 when I was 4, and she could play the piano. My sister would accompany me, so we were a family act.
When were you bitten by the rock and roll bug?
Well, I was 8 when Elvis and Carl Perkins and Jerry Lee sort of started blossoming out of Memphis, and so we really were at the ground spring of a national and world music movement, and then the music moved me. I thought the music was great.
So, who would you say were your influences musically?
Well, definitely the Rockabilly Kings, Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, Elvis, of course, but the other two equally as well. They were doing something special. Roy Orbison, Buddy Holly, but really the Memphis camp, the Sun Records camp, were the first people that I sort of started to resonate to. And then the radio began to play Fats Domino and Little Richard, and Little Richard was really the one that kind of set me in orbit. I thought he was doing something extremely unique and special.
Now, I noticed you go on stage barefoot.
Yes.
What's that about?
Well, it's a comfort thing. It's my turf, so I get to dress like I want, I guess. Somewhere back in the 70s with the Highsteppers, we would play a lot of outdoor things. And I was a barefoot boy. I had some country roots and so forth, and I enjoyed being barefoot. I showed up here today barefoot with my shoes in the car. And it's just, it feels good. It's a comfort level for me, so I take advantage of it.
Nevertheless, we're going to do this song for you right now. It's for all you people that are old enough to remember it. It's called Keep On Dancing. Keep on dancing. Keep on dancing. Still sounds new.
Let's talk about the Gentrys. When did the Gentrys get started?
They got started when we were sometime after the turn of the 60s, when we were in about the 10th grade. And that would have been around 62 or 63. We were a group of high school kids that all went to the same school. A guy named Larry Wall, or not a guy, the guy named Larry Wall. Larry Wall was the drummer in the Gentrys. And his father was like my father, a music lover, wanted his kid to be able to pursue whatever talent he had, and so he was a drummer. He and I founded the Gentrys together, and we added very quickly a trumpet player named Jimmy Johnson, who helped us find a sax player and a bass player.
And the hit record was big.
The hit record was a #4 record in the nation. It Keep On Dancing as a hit celebrates its 50th anniversary this September 2015.
Can you believe that? Can you believe it's 50 years?
We didn't want to brag till we were sure.
But can you believe that it's been 50 years? Does it seem like 50 years?
Time flies when you're in debt. Now, it does not, and yet when I recount the episodes and the stories and the pop-offs that I've got if somebody tips my vase over, I have a lot of them. But it does, it's amazing how fresh those events seem to you when you go back and look at them.
Now, you had that #4 with Keep On Dancing. Did you think, I'm going to be a rock star at that point?
Well, I think that personally I was a little bit, I was a little bit too pragmatic to think I was a rock star, but we were. I mean, by the definition of that day, we were. Now, we became less of a rock star when the second record came out and didn't hit, and then even less when the third one didn't hit. You know what I mean? You get your moment.
Hey, rock and roll will make you rant and rave. It'll send you to another grave. Like a man who wants a step. Whoa, what a lovely way to go.
The Highsteppers, the era of the 70s, we were at the 45th anniversary concert for Overton Square, and you guys were such a part of Overton Square history. I mean, you were Overton Square for many years in the 70s.
Yeah, it was what it was cracked up to be back then, and now in our memories. It was a vibrant, eclectic, electric, innovative, energetic place. And it was the place you wanted to be. And it wasn't so easy to break through that. You had to have some public acceptance because you had to make those rooms money. But we were able to do that. And I just enjoyed the company of some marvelous musicians. So it doesn't surprise me now when I relive those times that we made very good music, if I do say so, because they deserve the credit. But they were playing that stuff, world-class caliber musicians.
Nevertheless, we're here tonight to remember, have a great time, rejoice, invite all those millenniums that didn't know what it was like back in the 70s when we started all this rigmarole, because it still can happen. It's our legacy to them. There's no cure, only temporary relief.
Now, when you get on stage, you have an electric presence on stage.
Well, thank you, because I'm plugged into something.
Yes, well, but beyond that is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You really, I don't know, it is like a cross between, or a compilation of, maybe Little Richard or Mick Jagger. I mean, you throw all these people together and you get you.
Well, you're probably witnessing me get a lot out of the performance. It's a very natural state for me to be in because I've done it a long time. And I'm having a good time, can you tell?
I remember walking into Peach's record store, and I was confronted by a life-size cardboard cutout of you promoting your No Accident album. And I thought to myself, you know, if the record company's pushing this hard, Larry Raspberry and the Highsteppers are going to be huge, huge in the business.
Yes, we thought that too.
Didn't quite click for you, did it?
No, and that's the more common tale. Very honestly, we can go back and look at Dwight Twilley and Phil Seymour and a group of people that came from all that, and it didn't. And so who knows why? Could have been the selection of material, could have been that if you think about No Accident, we crossed some borders in No Accident. We had some lyrical content and some things that made it be heard and seen above the rest, but they were mainly sensational things more than artistic things. Now, I'm not trying to diminish my songs. I still like my songs. But yeah, that's the more common tale, and I don't contemplate that much anymore.
Let's look back again. Let's look back and forward. When you were in the Gentrys, back when you were 17, 18 years old, could you have pictured yourself now at this age? Still rocking?
I lost my father when I was 16, and my mother stayed single through most of the rest of my adolescence and young adulthood. She met a wonderful man who courted her and asked permission to marry her. And when he came to talk to us about marrying my mother, he said, I want you to know that she'll be well provided. I know I'm asking her to leave her job, and but he said, but we're in the twilight of our years, and we don't want to take up a lot of time with a long courtship. And here's my point, Chris. They were younger then, and I agree with them. Oh yes, you're getting on up there in years. You're old, and so let's be kind because you're old, and they were younger than I am today, and they accepted their retirement and all that, and you know, but here's the balance. They turned out to be right. I didn't have them very long. I didn't have either one of them very long after that. Their health changed, took some pretty dire left turns to the negative, and they were smart and wise to have pursued the moment now when they realized they were in love with each other and wanted a life. As I see all the other people, the Paul McCartneys and the Mick Jaggers, not to class myself with that lofty, but Delbert McClennan, the country, the jazz, when I see all those people and we're still playing, why shouldn't we be? I mean, why not? I actually feel that way about sports figures. I don't think Michael Jordan needed to quit till he wanted to quit. I didn't agree with the people that said stop when you're in your prime. I think Michael Jordan will always be in a prime for the class he's in. If he didn't want to do it, that's his business. So I'm hoping that I can keep doing it as long as it fulfills my audience and it's not a burden for them to enjoy it.
Yeah, you're the man who wrote Rock and Roll will Make You Rant and Rave.
It'll send you
to an early grave.
Yes, yes. But as science continues to develop more ways for us to have quality life, it's still an early grave. How's that? I don't think I could have. I don't think I thought I'd be doing this. Well, here we go back to your question of the rock star. If you're going to be a rock star and you think you're going to be at 17 or 18, you won't need to go do that at 68. You'll be on your boat like Johnny Carson, traveling the Riviera. So it all got tangled in there somewhere, is what I thought. I didn't think very much about the then. I thought mostly about the now. I was young.
I have a feeling that, like that song, you're going to be keeping on dancing for as long as you can.
And prancing, Chris. Keep on dancing and prancing.
Right. Thanks. This was fun.
Yeah, I had a great time. Thank you, my friend.